Did you know certain high-fat nuts can actually help improve insulin sensitivity? That's right. Not all fats are created equal. In this video, we'll explore 6 tasty nuts that could be your secret weapon in managing diabetes effectively. Top 6 high-fat nuts for insulin sensitivity. Number 1, almonds. All right, kicking off our list at number 1, we have almonds. Now, scientific studies consistently show that almonds have a really positive impact on glucose control. Eating them has been linked to better markers of glycemic regulation, which makes them a super valuable addition to any diet focused on managing blood sugar. This is especially important if you're working on keeping those glucose levels steady all day long. What's really fascinating is that almonds have this remarkable ability to lessen the glycemic impact of foods that are rich in carbohydrates. And get this, the effect seems to depend on how much you eat. So, by adding a sensible portion of almonds to your meals, you can actually help soften that sharp spike in blood sugar that might happen otherwise, particularly when you're enjoying those higher carb foods. And there's more good news. Research on almond-based diets has pointed to significant improvements in insulin sensitivity. In fact, one notable study indicated a potential 54% decrease in fasting insulin levels. This suggests that regularly eating almonds can help your body use insulin much more effectively, which, as you know, is a real cornerstone of healthy metabolic function. So, what's behind all these amazing benefits? Well, it's almonds' impressive nutrient profile. They're packed with heart-healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, dietary fiber that helps slow down sugar absorption, magnesium, which is crucial for glucose metabolism, and various antioxidants that fight off the oxidative stress, often linked to insulin resistance. If you're wondering how to get them into your diet, it's pretty simple. Aim for about a quarter cup. That's around 23 almonds per day. You can enjoy them as a snack on their own, sprinkle them over your oatmeal or yogurt, or even use almond flour in your baking for an extra nutrient boost and a better blood sugar response. Easy and delicious. Number 2, pistachios. Moving on to number 2, let's talk about pistachios. Research has compellingly shown that these little green gems can help lessen the glycemic response when you eat them with carbohydrate-containing meals. So, what does this mean for you? Well, adding pistachios to your plate can lead to a more moderated rise in your blood sugar levels, which is a really practical strategy for managing glucose day to day. You see, pistachios have a really unique nutrient makeup that actively supports insulin sensitivity. It's their blend of healthy fats, protein, fiber, and beneficial plant compounds all working together that promotes better metabolic outcomes. So, they're definitely more than just a tasty snack. A big part of this is their monounsaturated fatty acid content, which plays a significant role in their positive effects on glucose metabolism. These healthy fats can influence how fluid your cell membranes are and how well your insulin receptors function. Ultimately, this contributes to improved insulin action and better uptake of glucose from your bloodstream. But that's not all. Beyond their fatty acids, pistachios also have some fantastic anti-inflammatory properties. We know that chronic inflammation can contribute to insulin resistance, so by helping to reduce those inflammatory markers, pistachios can indirectly support your body's ability to respond effectively to insulin. Want to try them? It's easy to incorporate pistachios into your daily meals. You could add them to salads for a satisfying crunch, blend them into pestos or sauces, or just enjoy a handful as a midday snack. They're so versatile, making it really simple to get those blood sugar management benefits. Number 3, walnuts. Coming in at number 3 are walnuts. What makes walnuts stand out is their high polyunsaturated fat content, especially alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, which is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. These fats are super important for the makeup of our cell membranes, influencing how fluid they are and how well our insulin receptors work. And that's absolutely vital for effective glucose uptake. Eating walnuts has been shown to have a positive effect on insulin action and sensitivity. By improving how our cells respond to insulin, walnuts help the body use glucose more efficiently. This is so crucial for keeping blood sugar levels stable and for our overall metabolic health. In fact, several research studies have highlighted that walnuts can improve markers associated with insulin resistance. Regular intake has been linked to good changes in fasting insulin and other indicators, suggesting they might even play a protective role against the progression of metabolic dysfunction. How great is that? Plus, walnuts are packed with antioxidants, like ellagic acid and vitamin E. These compounds are fantastic at combating oxidative stress, which is a condition that can mess with insulin signaling and contribute to insulin resistance. So by fighting that off, they support our broader metabolic health. So, how many should you eat? An ideal serving size for walnuts is about a quarter cup. That's roughly a handful, or around 14 halves. You can sprinkle them on your morning cereal, mix them into yogurt, or just enjoy them as a satisfying snack to get all those insulin sensitizing and heart-healthy benefits. Number 4, hazelnuts. Next up, at number 4, we have hazelnuts. Now, research from reputable places like the Cleveland Clinic suggests that hazelnuts might play a beneficial role in lowering blood sugar levels. This is another great piece of evidence supporting why we should include nuts in diets aimed at managing glucose and improving our metabolic health. And for those with type 2 diabetes, this is particularly interesting. Hazelnuts have actually demonstrated an ability to improve insulin sensitivity. This is a huge benefit because when insulin sensitivity is enhanced, the body's cells can respond much more effectively to insulin, leading to better glucose uptake and control. What's their secret? Well, hazelnuts contain unique bioactive compounds, like certain phytochemicals and antioxidants, that are believed to really support our metabolic health. These compounds work in all sorts of ways, from cutting down on oxidative stress to helping regulate the pathways involved in glucose and insulin. And let's not forget their significant monounsaturated fat content. That's a key contributor to their health benefits. These healthy fats are well known for supporting cardiovascular health, and they can also play a positive role in improving insulin action and our overall glucose metabolism. Wondering how to creatively include hazelnuts in a diabetes-friendly diet? You could try grinding them into a meal for coating fish or chicken. Or, how about adding chopped hazelnuts to salads or steamed vegetables for some extra crunch and nutrients? Of course, simply enjoying a small handful as a satisfying snack works wonders too. Number 5, pecans. At number 5, we find pecans. Pecans boast a nutrient profile that's rich in healthy fats, fiber, and essential minerals. All of these work together to contribute to favorable effects on our glucose and insulin balance. Their natural composition really makes them an excellent choice if you're looking to support stable blood sugar levels. Pecans also have anti-inflammatory properties, thanks to their antioxidant content and healthy fats. This can have a really positive impact on insulin sensitivity. By helping to reduce systemic inflammation, pecans may help lessen one of the underlying factors that contribute to insulin resistance. Pretty powerful stuff. What's more, research looking into the long-term consumption of pecans has even suggested a potential link to a reduced risk of developing diabetes. This is really encouraging, as it indicates that regularly including pecans in your diet could be a proactive way to maintain your metabolic health over time. Pecans are also a good source of magnesium, This mineral plays such a vital role in carbohydrate metabolism and insulin action. Getting enough magnesium is associated with improved insulin sensitivity, and pecans can certainly help you meet those daily requirements. So, for optimal blood sugar management, think about incorporating a serving of pecans, about 1 ounce or a small handful, into your daily routine. You can eat them on their own, add them to trail mixes, or use them as a tasty topping for your yogurt or oatmeal. Number 6, macadamia nuts. And rounding out our list at number 6 are macadamia nuts. These are renowned for their exceptionally high monounsaturated fat profile, especially oleic acid. That's the same healthy fat you find in olive oil. These fats offer a whole host of metabolic benefits, including supporting healthy cholesterol levels and improving insulin sensitivity. Eating macadamia nuts can also positively influence the overall glycemic index of your diet. When you include them with your meals, their healthy fats and fiber can help slow down how quickly glucose is absorbed. This leads to a more gradual rise in blood sugar, which is exactly what we want. Research into macadamia nuts has also shown some really promising effects on those inflammatory markers, often linked to insulin resistance. So, by helping to modulate inflammation, macadamia nuts can contribute to a more favorable metabolic environment and better insulin function. Macadamia nuts have a pretty unique fatty acid composition, which includes palmitoleic acid. That's an omega-7 monounsaturated fat. This may play a specific role in cell signaling pathways related to insulin action and fat metabolism, offering some really distinct advantages for our metabolic health. A good serving size for macadamia nuts is about 10 to 12 kernels, which is around 1 ounce. You can enjoy them as a luxurious snack. They are quite decadent. Or chop and sprinkle them over fruit salads. Another great idea is to use macadamia nut oil in your salad dressings to get a dose of those beneficial fats. The science behind nuts and insulin sensitivity. So you might be wondering, what's the science behind how nuts actually improve insulin sensitivity? Well, the mechanisms are quite multifaceted. It really involves a synergistic interplay of their rich nutrient components, all working together to support better glucose regulation and overall metabolic function. Unsaturated fatty acids, which are abundant in nuts, are absolutely key players in glucose control. These healthy fats can improve the fluidity of our cell membranes and enhance the function of our insulin receptors. This makes our cells more responsive to insulin and helps them take up glucose from the blood more easily. Then there's dietary fiber and polyphenols, also plentiful in nuts. These can positively alter our gut microbiota. And as we're learning more and more, a healthy gut microbiome is increasingly recognized for its important role in glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. This is partly because it influences inflammation and hormone production, and it doesn't stop there. Beyond the direct effects on glucose, eating nuts often leads to improvements in cholesterol levels. We're talking about reducing that LDL, or bad cholesterol, and increasing HDL, the good cholesterol. This improvement in our lipid profiles is an integral part of overall metabolic health and can indirectly support insulin action too. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Nuts are calorie dense, right? And they are. But despite that, they can be highly beneficial for metabolic health because of their high satiety value and nutrient richness. That combination of healthy fats, fiber, and protein really helps control appetite. This can potentially lead to better weight management, which, as we know, is crucial for insulin sensitivity. Incorporating nuts into a diabetes-friendly diet. So, how can we incorporate these wonderful nuts into a diabetes-friendly diet without going overboard on calories? Well, it really just requires a bit of mindful planning. Instead of eating large handfuls of nuts on their own, try sprinkling chopped nuts on your salads, yogurt, or oatmeal. This way, you get all the fantastic benefits while keeping those portions in check. Speaking of portions, portion control is absolutely paramount when you're adding nuts to your diet. A good rule of thumb is to use a small handful, that's about 1 ounce, as a general guideline for a serving size. A really helpful tip is to pre-portion nuts into small bags or containers. This can really help prevent you from accidentally overeating them. Something else to consider is meal timing, especially for optimal glycemic impact. Eating nuts alongside foods that contain carbohydrates can help slow down glucose absorption. This, in turn, leads to a more stable blood sugar response. So, they make a really smart addition to meals, or as part of a balanced snack. And finally, why not get creative and explore some recipe ideas that really maximize the insulin sensitizing benefits of nuts? You could think about making homemade trail mixes, making sure you have a high nut to dried fruit ratio. Or how about nut-crusted fish or chicken? Even using nut butters, just make sure they have no added sugar, as a dip for apple slices or celery sticks is a fantastic idea. So, to wrap things up, these 6 high-fat nuts truly offer significant benefits when it comes to supporting insulin sensitivity. Their unique nutrient profiles, packed with healthy fats, fiber, and essential minerals, make them really valuable additions to a diabetes management strategy. It just goes to show that not all fats are created equal, especially when we're talking about our metabolic health. Now, if you found this information useful, we'd be so grateful if you'd consider sharing it, and we'd genuinely love to hear from you. Which nuts have you incorporated into your diet for blood sugar management? Please feel free to ask any questions you might have or comment below with your personal experiences. We're all ears.